I ain't wasting any time. This is part 3 of the Infinity Gauntlet, which is part of my Who is Thanos series. Make sure you watch the rest of the playlist, especially parts 1 and 2 of the Infinity Gauntlet. Let's go. So part 3 of the Infinity Gauntlet is set up directly after hell broke loose on Earth. Entire regions have sunk into the ocean, and half the population, of course, is gone because of Thanos. Now everybody that is left is preparing for war. We began with Thanos still holding his brother hostage and confused as to why Mistress Death still neglects him, even though she is the reason he is doing all of this. Anyway, we began with Fury being notified by his staff that the wave sent by Thanos that derailed the entire planet, that is, also knocked it from its orbit. So the world is about to head into a never-ending ice age as it is slowly drifting away from the sun. Nonetheless, Dr. Doom, Silver Surfer, and Doctor Strange transport themselves to the Avengers headquarters. And of course, everybody is confused because Dr. Doom is now like the ally, but they end up trusting the words of Silver Surfer as well as Doctor Strange. The idea is to prepare for war, so we get to see familiar faces being called upon, such as Spider-Man, Iron Man, Wolverine, Nova, Firelord, Drax, and even Cloak, who lost Dagger in the Great Disappearance. Cyclops of the X-Men, and of course the Hulk also show up. The whole gang is there. So Warlock delegates Captain America to lead all of the heroes as Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, and Adam Warlock take off to gather some more, let's say, cosmic allies. They end up linking up with Quasar, who, remember, was summoned by Epoch before all of this sort of popped off, that cosmic being that sort of looks like Eon. And now we get to see why that was the case. They gathered a bunch of cosmic beings to have a bit of a meeting. I'm talking about beings from chaos and order and love and hate, as well as Galactus. And the most notable seems to be Kronos, right? For those that don't know, he is the father of Mentor and thus the grandfather of Thanos. He is now considered the Titan god of time. These are basically some of the most powerful beings in all of Marvel universe, right? Above all of them, perhaps, is the Living Tribunal and Eternity. The Living Tribunal is the judge of all realities. However, and is arguably, let's say, the most powerful being in the Marvel universe, period, because again, he can control everything and change everything. At least he has the power to do so. And basically, Eternity says that Thanos is causing this imbalance there is, and basically wants the Living Tribunal to make judgment. However, the Tribunal says that this is just natural selection because Thanos isn't trying to eliminate Eternity. Instead, he's trying to replace him with himself. So the Living Tribunal says, I'm not interfering. This ain't got nothing to do with me, and he leaves. Yeah, just like that, bounces. The one entity that could for sure do something says that this ain't their problem. But the Living Tribunal isn't the only one that bounces. The Watcher, for example, is only there to really observe and record. He's not going to interfere. Galactus also says he ain't following Warlock into battle, and Warlock says that he's a fool for not doing so, and then he shoots him with laser beam eyes. That is Galactus. He shoots Adam Warlock with his eyes, but it doesn't kill him as he seemed to like move out the way. This allows Warlock to really explain that just pure power is not going to get it done in terms of defeating Thanos. They need strategy like he just used. So because Warlock is outside of the loop of destiny and can maybe do something about this, Chaos and Order agree to join forces with Warlock, as Epoch, as does Quasar, Stranger, Love, Hate, and Kronos. Everybody but Galactus all but confirmed. So now they have Celestials, you know, these powerful beings as allies, and they return back to the Avengers headquarters. Meanwhile, the Watcher decides to go and hover over Thanos and Mephisto. More importantly, Hulk and Wolverine, who have historically beefed on each other, are chatting on the roof, and Warlock approaches them. He wanted to speak to them privately because they are the two that will kill if they absolutely have to, unlike the other heroes. So Adam instructs them to kill Thanos if they get any sort of chance to do so. Speaking of Thanos, He yet again tries to get Mistress Death to stand beside him, but she rejects him yet again. So using the Gauntlet, he creates Taraxia, which is everything his soul longs, at least he claims, and she'll be his mate. Though Thanos claims he no longer needs Death, it seems that he did this just in an attempt to get Death jealous. Either way, like she always does, she says nothing and just turns her back. And yeah, it's time for war now. So the plan is set for the heroes to head to Thanos' whereabouts. Doctor Strange set a spell that will allow them to breathe in space for like 60 minutes. Warlock and the Silver Surfer, however, take off in a different direction. Warlock knows that the other heroes stand zero chance of beating Thanos. Their purpose is to serve as a distraction. He even called them sacrificial lambs. So this Warlock man, he's cutthroat and a little bit dark, but he may just be doing this because he has to do it to combat Thanos, who is now basically invincible. And that wraps it up for part 3 of the Infinity Gauntlet. So things are getting more and more intriguing, if you will. As I mentioned before, be sure to check out the entire playlist for the Who is Thanos series to learn everything that you need to know about Thanos. Until next time, man, y'all be easy.